Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Nightline. My name is Alan Bell, and we have a fun, quick show for you. This is all about you, the crew, myself, all of us together hitting our final best bets, props, picks, parlay spreads, you name it. Before we get started, as always, we have to look back how we did yesterday, and not bad. Now, all right, so we want to bring up the Nickel State, Louisiana Tech. So we had the over 11 and a half. Okay. It ends early by run rule. Louisiana Tech wins 10-0. Okay. But it was in the seventh inning. So most books just refund and void the bet because you have to play, I think, through the top of the ninth, right? Or through the bottom of the eighth, I think. If your book didn't, okay, dispute it and let me know which book that it is. If you did not get that back. Okay. So let me know on that one. Most do, but if yours didn't, please let me know on that one. You can drop it in the chat. All right. So we've got that. Let's get into our picks. So it's just me today because there's quite frankly nothing to bet on whatsoever. So I didn't want to put anybody in the crew in a tough spot. Yeah, Tizzle. Okay, so DK is auto refund. That's what I use, right? So they refunded mine. But I know that there were some books or maybe one book that didn't. If anybody ran into that problem, let me know. Big Robert's hiding in the IT storage room to make the show. My boy. Look at him going through it. Okay, so here's what we've got. And again, we don't really have a ton on the board to bet today. So we're gonna have some fun, but I also have a question that I need to ask. And you guys let me know, what do we want to do? All right, Scott says bet MGM voided and refunded. Okay, good. All right. So if anybody has a book that did not do that, let me know. We'll blast them for sure. All right. So here is what I have today. Okay. Okay, Rich says Fanatics didn't refund me. Okay, so number one, dispute that through your app. And then number two, they should get back to you pretty quickly. Let me know what they say. Yeah, because quite frankly, they might not even be paying attention, right? But definitely use that dispute button, because that is what it's there for. And I swear they really might not be paying attention. Like they might not be looking at it. So do that, dispute it, and then when they get back to you, let me know. Boogie, my man. Hey, what up, brother? Good to see you. Got it all set up, right? All right. Good to hear that. Okay. Max Profit says Hard Rock doesn't give a crap about run rule. Dude, for real? I guess that's in person. You know that's strange because I know that they definitely play the other way too. Like they'll refund when they're on the other end of that if the game doesn't go in full. You know what I mean? Mac Williams, ESPN bet counted as a loss. I disputed. They referenced their what's their policy? Well, I'll look it up. I don't want to make you have to look up legal terms. I'll go find it. Okay, ESPN and Fanatics are on our list. They're on our damn list. Okay. All right. So here is what, yeah, Michael just said it. Yeah, ESPN bets on my ban list. That's bull, dude, that they would do that. Goes with they so glad. Yeah, it's true, I guess. Okay. Well, that's fair. Okay. If they could do it, if they go both ways with it, then that's fine. I was making sure they weren't playing both sides of the fence on you. You know what I mean? Okay. So, Big Roger. Matty Peralt, Daily Juice prop of the day is damn. Okay, so first off, Matt Peralt, which we love, him and Dave. So this is fantastic. All right, that's good to know. Have they gone live yet today? I know it's really like around this time. That's good to know. Like, dude, first off, I love those guys. And I'm gonna meet up with him to do a show for March Madness. They're gonna be in Kentucky and then in Nashville. So yeah, for sure. But yeah, like Roger, like, dude, those guys, they're family. Like, drop that in for sure. No show today. Okay, dang. Okay, all right. Dave's up. Big days in Florida. Okay, all right. Yeah, I was gonna say, look, all the love in the world. to those guys. Like, feel free if any of those dudes are on one. Yeah, let's ride it for sure. All right, so gonna have some fun, and then I need your help on the last one. Okay, so number one, Jimmy Butler 1+3. I'm with it. All right, plus 110. It's actually odds were plus 100 this morning. All right, from our list. I'm gonna roll with it. All right, I'm gonna take the shot again. Um, Number two, LeBron James over 2.5 threes, minus 105. Big game against the Knicks. Should be a nice back and forth affair. I don't think we have to worry about LeBron sitting or being stuck in any spot where we lose minutes. Yeah, totally with it. Enrique, my boy, Matty Peralt, today's pod is McCollum over 20.5 points and rebounds. Okay, good to know. And you know what? Everybody go hit them with a like or something, whatever platform that they're on, whatever helps them. I love those dudes, Patty and Dave. They're great. Jason, yeah, I feel you. Are you doing that from like a fan perspective or just the bet in general? I totally get it though. It is it's a risk. You know what I mean? It's certainly a risk there. I'm gonna roll with that one. Z Buddy says Jimmy Butler under points, rebounds, and assists though. Ever since settling in, will coast. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a good point, right? Like Z, I think that you have the best perspective on that. In that when he first got there, right? Like he was fitting in. It was like blue collar work, right? Like, I mean, I dig Jimmy Butler, right? But then like the rebounds, assists, like that kind of tailed off. And yeah, totally. Jason, both. I feel you. I feel you, man, for sure. Zach says Omaha money line minus 130, Marist money line minus 110, Liberty money line minus 110, Boston minus 109. Is Boston against Navy? Is that right? That Boston play could be really nice. I know I was talking to a couple dudes back over at Sportsline, and they were pretty big on that too. Okay, so we had the Jimmy, we had the LeBron. All right, Mets and Astros over 9.5. Okay, Port St. Lucie, Florida. Wind is blowing. All right, west to east. Left-handed hitters are gonna have fun in this weather for sure. I'm gonna roll with it because I want to get in on some Major League Baseball spring training, and quite frankly, I want to watch this game. Right, so I want to get down with it, and I'm gonna take the over 9.5 in this one. Paul Skeens, I believe, should be pitching for Pittsburgh today. They didn't have any totals or anything on that. I mean, I'm sure it'll be very short, but yeah, yeah, Mets and Astros. I'm gonna roll with that. I want some Major League Baseball. If you don't want to play this, I certainly understand. You definitely don't have to, right? Okay, now college baseball. So we have like 2 games to pick from, right? And I know that our man, Big California Wager, he's on Arizona minus 4.5, and then Stetson on the money line. So yes or no? Okay, and I'm going to go through some information here. Pepperdine, Arizona, under 13 tonight. Okay, here's what we've got. We have an 8 p.m. Eastern first pitch. Okay, it's in Tucson here. All right, 60-degree temperature. All right, 18-mile-an-hour winds that are blowing southwest, but the park faces the opposite way. It is blowing all in, and wind gusts of up to 31, 32 miles an hour tonight, and only 33% humidity. So it's warm, comparatively to other places in the country here, but it's not like it's humid, right? I'm gonna play it under 13, but understand that there's definitely a risk because Arizona is solid, very solid. Pepperdine kind of not. If you look at the team totals, Arizona, I believe, is over 8.5 at like minus 125. Pepperdine, I believe, is at 3.5. Right. So let's see. Matt Williams said under 12.5 is plus money on FanDuel and ESPN. Right. Yeah. So I got it at DraftKings. It's sitting right at 13. Here's the other thing too. Like, the weather's a part of it. You know what I mean? Tiz, I see around a 17. See, I kind of do too, right? Like I that's spot on. Now, here's the other thing too. Number one, it, Pepperdine, like we could fall into the same deal we're just talking about Louisiana Tech. Like this could be a run rule situation, right? Like I mean, I don't think it's 10-0, like 11-1. I don't know. But do we like if anybody is playing this, and again, understand like there's risk there because you don't know what the hell you're gonna get from Pepperdine, but the weather conditions are in our favor. All right. Do we play anything with it? Right? Like if we play the under 13, do we play Pepperdine over 3.5 runs? See what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, see, and Tizzle, this is kind of what I'm looking at, right? So it's like, okay, if if Pepperdine scores under 3.5 runs, I mean, yeah, like 13-3 kills us, 12-2 kills us. Other than that, I mean, like I feel like Pepperdine would have to score what? 3 runs? Like if we played both of these, if we played under 13 and we played Pepperdine over 3.5 runs, Pepperdine scoring 3 runs is our killer. Basically Pepperdine scoring 2 runs or 3 runs is our danger spot. If Pepperdine scores 1 run, I mean, like we're kind of good there if the run rule comes into effect. I mean, I know that there are scenarios where it could screw us, but you see what I'm saying? Like there's a hedge built in, which again, I mean, if we hit one, lose one, you know, we actually, I mean, it would split, or we might even lose like 10 cents, right? But I'm just trying to look at it from that perspective. Like, is there a way? I mean, we could hit both. If we played the over 3.5 of Pepperdine, right? That would mean that we would need Arizona. That would be 4 runs. We need Arizona 9-4 would be a push. All right. 8 runs, 8-4 would be a win if we played the under 13. Uh let's see. Think on that. Is there a website that has college baseball last 5 or 10 game stats? Not that I know of. You have to do a little work with it, right? D1 baseball will have, I mean, they won't have the stats. Like you're not going to get like ESPN, NBA like game logs. You know what I mean? Like you could go through it and do the work, but you're going to have to physically go in to each one. If anybody does know a site, let me know. It's tough though. Well, let's see. Pepperdine, they're at 4.5 on Caesars. Yeah. So it was 3.5 on DraftKings, and over 3.5 was minus 125. So I guess over 4.5 would be plus 100. Yep, Boogie's right. State dependent. For alt lines. Yep, 100%. So yeah, like, what do you think? I know that like anybody that's like first tuning into this show is like, what the hell is this? But I kind of dig it. Like we're kind of doing this together. You know what I mean? So plus 110, yeah, on over 4.5. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. So the other game, Stetson and BYU, is an afternoon game. It's in Provo. It's cold. You don't really have much wind. They're two pretty even like teams. Like I think the yesterday's game was 6-5 Stetson. Like that's them. If the Stetson BYU game were at night, I would definitely play the under because I think it's 13.5. It might even be 14. But Matt, you said you played under 13 minus 115. There we go. I'm with you. Like I'm playing it too. I'm in. I want to take a shot again. If you are somebody that's not really a risk better, totally get it. Like you might want to stay off. I have no feel on this game. I mean, put it in perspective. Arizona minus 4.5 now is minus 130, minus 4.5 runs, right? But yeah, dude, Roger, you're right. Like they do. Like they do. Like we've got like 60 is nice, sounding nice, like right now in most places. Like Nashville, it's 51, but it's a little cold. Like this is going to be at night. You got 18-mile-an-hour winds that are constant that are blowing in. Wind gusts of up to 31. You know, the other thing too is that when you have wind blowing in at you, not only, is it obviously more difficult to get the ball out, but pitchers, you get a little more velocity, right? On your fastball, you get a little more movement on your curves. If we if we have an umpire behind the plate that's calling strikes, there could be a lot of strikeouts. Like walks would hurt us in this one. But yeah, dude, like 60's not warm. It sounds warm, but it's not. So, all right, I'm in. If anybody else is in, let's ride it together. We all understand what the bet is. You know what I mean? So we'll take that one. But I'm gonna plug in. All right, so I'll pull it back on the picks for anybody came in late. Jimmy Butler 1+3, LeBron James over 2.5 threes. Mets Astros, I believe that is 6 p.m. Eastern first pitch. Check that one. But we're gonna take the over 9.5 there, and then Pepperdine, Arizona under 13. What was it? Oh. So okay, so the map. So I was talking on the show yesterday, the day before. I'm building out a full map of like the top 25, like top 30 college baseball stadiums, right? Teams that we're going to be betting on constantly because now that conference play is here next weekend, they're going to be playing each other, which by the way, Tennessee, Florida, first one in the SEC next weekend. That's going to be awesome. But yeah, so I'll build that and it's going to be a map, right, of the United States, right? Just a, Google image map. And I'll place the stadiums, in the right directions, right? And then after and I'll drop that in the Discord when it's all done. So then I use windy.com, but feel free to use whichever you want. We can then apply that map so that we can easily see wind, temperature, humidity, all of that stuff. And then we can all do it together, right? So for anybody, who gets down on weather, and again, it's not, the deciding factor every time. Sometimes it could be crazy weather and it makes no sense, like in a game, right? But yeah. Oh, there you go. Purple Hawk. My kid goes to school in Tucson, says rain in the forecast tonight. There we go. I'm in. I'm in. If there's rain too, I'm definitely in. Definitely. And that just muddy the whole thing up, man. If you have rain and wind blowing hard, oh yeah. There we go. I mean, not exactly percentage, but it's got to be low. A lot of West Coast games be going on. Yeah, they have. There's no humidity out there, man, and there's wind. And a lot of those stadiums face the opposite direction. A lot of those stadiums actually face towards the ocean. And that's where, a lot of your wind patterns come from. So, yeah, like they have been. I'm with you on that for sure. Yeah, totally. So, anyways, I'll build the map with like all the stadiums and anybody who likes to get down with it. Like we could walk through one together of like, how to, check the, wind percentage, trajectory, the miles per hour, humidity percentage, and then we can explain all that. That's for anybody, who might want it. Other people are like, dude, I'm not sitting here doing weather for games, and I totally get that too. But yeah. So all right, so those are that's the weather. Here are the picks. I'm in on the baseball game. Let's get it. All right, I'll get out of your hair. We gone 20 minutes here with just me yapping. So I'll let you get out of work, finish your day strong. But It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you every single time. All right, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets tonight. Let's have some fun. We got some baseball to watch, Major League Baseball in college, and we'll see you tomorrow. Normal time, 10 a.m. Eastern. See you. Who's got it better than us? Nobody!